I was on the show.
I hit it.
I was on the show Trigonometry.
Oh, I probably stopped it. I'm sorry.
I was on the show Trigonometry.
Mm-hmm.
And I was talking to the hosts, and one of them talked about how someone he knew had been in the Gulag, or his mom was born in the Gulag, grandma. And after Stalin died and the Soviet Union liberalized and lots of people in the Gulags were freed by Khrushchev and so on and so forth, I didn't know this. Many of some of the guards of the Gulag killed themselves because they had genuinely believed that everyone in these camps was there for a reason. And when they found out that these people were completely innocent, they didn't even have trials, and that they were the ones forced them to work themselves to starve, they couldn't deal with that guilt. So when you are a pacifist or non-retaliatory, and you're forcing someone who's using force, like, look what you're doing. Look what you've become.
Now it's time for Lefties Losing It.
Hunter Biden, at that point, Hunter Biden literally could have had the corpses of children in his basement. I would not have cared. Now, that doesn't answer the people who say it's still completely unfair to not have looked at the laptop in a timely way and to have shut down the New York Post's Twitter account. Like that's just a conspiracy. That's a left-wing conspiracy to deny the presidency to Donald Trump. Absolutely, it was. Absolutely, right? But I think it was warranted.
If you're being required to do things that make you weak and ashamed, then stop. Don't do them. Like, one of the things I learned from Solzhenitsyn and Frankl was that systems go terribly out of control when people don't stop them when they're going mildly out of control. And you might say, I should just keep my goddamn head down and shut up. It's like, maybe you should. Like, that's not bad advice. You don't want to make unnecessary enemies, and you don't need any more trouble than you need. But you got to ask yourself on a day-to-day basis, what makes you think you're not selling your soul? And there's so much foolishness going on in the mid-level bureaucratic world now. That's where all the tyranny seems to be focused. And the reason that it multiplies is because sensible people say nothing when they should say something. And what's so strange about that is that there are way more sensible people than people who aren't sensible. They're just not as noisy. So you got to ask yourself when you go and do what you do, like, is this making you stronger? Is this making you weaker? And if it's making you weaker, then you got to ask yourself, do you really want to be weaker? Because the weaker you get, the more you're tyrannized. And then worse than that, like, the weaker you get, the more bitter you get. And so I would say you have an ethical responsibility as a citizen to forthrightly confront creeping tyranny no matter where it occurs. And part of what we're learning, I would say, from these stories, if we're learning anything at all, is that if you're aimed at the good, which is a question you really got to ask yourself, if you're genuinely aimed at the good, then take heart, because you're a lot stronger than you think.
Every time I meet a weird person, to me, heroism is also taking a risk to rebel against mediocrity, like in the most simplest of ways, like taking a risk to break the little bit of rule, to take that little bit of a leap of like that little protest against the bureaucracy. I mean, like literally at the line at Starbucks or something like that. Like even in the tiniest of ways, when I see people, just like, it's almost like that little like glimmer in their eye, a wink, like, we're in this together. There's all this conformity all around us that's at a different time could have been Nazi Germany, could have been Stalinist Soviet Union. Sure. We're in this together. We're going to rebel against that conformity by just taking the risk, a little bit of risk against mediocrity.
I think a lot of people are not capable of that.
They're accustomed to it. I don't know if they're not capable.
No, I understand your position. I'm disagreeing with it. I'm saying I do not think they're capable. I think a lot of people effectively don't have souls. They do not have a conscience in this sense where they're going to look at an issue, bring their critical thinking, and say, all right, I am going to do the right thing, although I'm taking a risk.
I don't think thinking is involved, or is it just taking that leap? There's something about that basic human spirit. Forget the thinking part. It's just saying, like, I'll take that risk. They're taking that adventure. The same thing that got people to explore the seas, throughout human civilization, explore land, explore the oceans, like that exploration. Like we've done stuff this way all this time. I'm gonna take a leap, and that comes out of nowhere.
But those people are the heroes. But I don't think that's universal. I'm going to use a very gauche example. There was a show called Scare Tactics, which was basically a candid camera, but they would scare people. Like they'd have vampires, whatever, and hidden camera and people's reactions. And so but sometimes the prank didn't work out like they expected. So there was one where they were hiring the people who were the marks, the contestants, so to speak, who were hired to be a security guard. Okay, and you have to watch this factory overnight and you get paid. And what the setup was, some people were breaking out of the factory in the middle of the night, like in rags, and they were saying they were keeping us prisoner here, like blah blah, and just watch the person's reaction to this. And there was one security guard where he basically forced them back into the building, and they're working us 24/7. We're getting beaten. He's like, I'm here to do a job, get back in there. And you watch this, and it never even enters his head to be like, something's wrong here. He was given his orders, he's following his orders, and to me, that is not uncommon. And that person, although they look like you and I, there's something essentially human missing with them. Now, very quickly, the reaction is, well, it's one step from there to Nazism. I don't think it's something I'm not saying this person should be killed, but I'm just saying to expect that every human being has the capacity to have that defiance, especially at a cost of their life. That, I think, is not realistic.
You can run on for a long time. Run on for a long time. Run on for a long time. Sooner or later, it comes you down. Sooner or later, it comes you down. Go and tell that long-tongued rider. Go and tell that great divider. Tell the reveler, the gambler, the night rider. Tell them the gods cut them down.
Listen to them, Marxists. Can you hear the horns honking? Can you hear them? They honk for thee.
I swear to God, we'll hold it still when they took away everybody's free will. Tell the rambler, the gambler, the night, knowing the gods sooner or later gonna cut you down. You can run on for a long time. Run on for a long time. Run on for a long time. But sooner or later, God'll cut you down. Someday soon, God'll cut you down. You can run on for a long time. Run on for a long time. Run on for a long time. Sooner or later, cut you down. Someday, cut you down. Go and tell that lonesome liar. Go and tell that midnight rider. Tell the reveler, the gambler, the night rider. Tell the gods cut them down.
Some fudge. Yeah. I'll save that for my mid-show energy. Yeah, thank you.
And now, with no further ado, Scott Campbell and Jay Shaw, the Unacceptable.
I tell you what, if anybody's unacceptable, it's us. It's Sunday, Funday, everybody. This is supposed to be a fun stream. Generally speaking, all of our streams are fun, so I suppose it's going to be hard to differentiate between all of them, but This one's supposed to be all fun and not true and
Yeah.
not fake. So, I mean, who knows how that's going to work out. Everybody with me, as always, is Mr. Unacceptable himself, the incomparable Jay Shaw. Jay, say hello, please.
Hey everybody, how's it going? I see we've got a couple of people joining us from other platforms. Fantastic to see.
And probably against your better judgment. You know, you signed on for something you may regret a little bit later, but we'll try and work you in and ease you in a little bit at a time, and sort of let you dip your toe in the strangeness a little bit at a time, just to kind of become acclimated. And oh, what is this? Oh, so we somebody's got a chat here. If you had told me someone could do stuff like this in 1998, we would have laughed. I think if you told anybody we could do anything we're doing in 1998, they would have laughed, especially talking to you live as if we're some kind of important newscaster style person. Like, fuck. In 1998, it would have been like, who's this dumb on my fucking screen? And nowadays, everybody's doing this thing. This is where what I'm seeing now is a lot of people are finding podcasts and live streams and online as their content for information and what's going on in the world, as opposed to the plague that is the mainstream media in most countries. So that's exciting. That's a good step forward for humanity, and certainly a good step forward for the truth and free speech, which is what we love here. For all you beautiful people out there that are joining us for the first time, we love free speech and we love free expression here, and we will continue to be free and express ourselves on whatever platform that allows us to do that. It turns out that Rumble is great for free speech, and for the first time, the Unacceptables are live tonight on Rumble. So that's super cool for us. We've been pushing for this because we know Rumble is the bastion, perhaps the last bastion of free speech online. So I myself, I love Rumble. I use Rumble almost exclusively for everything I can, until I have to begrudgingly use YouTube for clips and different stuff, because some people aren't on Rumble yet. But I think a lot of people will move to Rumble eventually. And I feel like out of all the platforms for us Canadians that you could hop onto, Rumble's the one you want to join because it's Canadian.
And on that note, like if you are a person who's on YouTube, and you wish you didn't have to be on YouTube because all these people aren't on Rumble yet, go get yourself a Rumble membership. You're gonna find some awesome content there. Dan Bongino, for one, really great one. You got all of the Blazes over there. You got Alex Stein, all kinds of great stuff over there. And the more you're getting on there and using that, and pushing that membership up, and you're going to bring the Jordan Petersons and the Lex Friedmans over to Rumble, because they're not going to be able to ignore those numbers.
But I mean, let's not forget about Tim Pool. Let's not forget about Russell Brand. Let's not forget about guys like
Russell Brand is on Rumble, though.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean on Rumble.
Yeah.
On Rumble,
as
people you will find on Rumble almost exclusively. Actually, most of Russell Brand's exclusive kind of content, but the content that, much like we did tonight, is available on Rumble. So that is a place you want to go. Please get yourself a handle on Rumble and follow us, Fringe Monkey 22 on Rumble. Now, I just realized now we don't have our socials rolling on the bottom. There we go. Now we got our banner on the bottom.
And also, if you're looking for the Rubin Report, and there's a couple of really good ones.
That's right.
Like Viva and Barnes. Those you can get over on Locals, and that's a good platform too. You know, I don't see any censorship going on over there or any problems. Like, they're a little more low key, but there's good stuff on Locals too. So don't miss it.
No,
we have alternatives.
We do. So the theme, Sunday Funday, we like to have fun on Sundays. I think for the most part, it's pretty laid back in this stream. That's how we like it to be. So I want everybody to comment in the chat, whatever you want to see. I'm more than open to throw some funny clips up for everybody. I do have one that I'm going to try and get worked into the stream here. 1 second. Just to get us warmed up a little bit, because it's always fun to feel warm.
Why do you let me roll one while you're setting that up then? I'll take the heat off you.
Go ahead.
if you are going to watch a standard TV, here is the one and only thing that I find is worthwhile currently on standard TV.
Oh shit!
I was about to say, he's no Dice Clay. You can clap. It's all good. Can't believe you don't like Dice Clay.
What Jack and
Not
Jill
quite sure
went
what it
up
means
the
when it
hill?
says-
See, Dagan knows.
Water. You came down with 250. Oh, that's not the joke,
could be-
but
Yeah, hey, good enough. Hey, it was phenomenal.
Glitch, folks.
So, do you
I don't know if anybody can still hear me, but it
do you
looks
think
like
the bigger the
browser is
field
not friendly,
is
but-
more practice for President Trump? Because we got a ton of nicknames, and a lot of people got ruined. I mean, we still looking for Mr. Jeb Bush.
so far his nicknames have been.
Playing on your
But
end?
all these articles are like, I'm hearing from my sources that Ron
my connection's
DeSantis is
so
going to
weird.
run for president. What? The
my
template
connection's unstable,
is
so we're,
you
I
write
think
a
I might have
book,
to shut
you
my-
slim down, you perpetually stand in
using
front of
too
a
much.
microphone. If you're a governor, you're running for president.
Weird. I
The
don't see it
same
here. That's not
template
good. Okay.
for a mature gal. You get a tummy tuck, full facial waxing, order a dozen fishnets on Amazon. You're divorcing and getting ready to go whoring. It's the what? It's the same thing. You're running for president, being a slut. Right?
Truer words have never been spoken.
Right? And I say that with deep admiration.
Kennedy, last word to you.
Two things. Mary, quite contrary. Trim your shit so damn hairy. And two, I cannot wait for my fishnets to get here.
I wanted to ask.
I'm not running for president, but I'm planning on doing a lot of slutting this spring.
Your face! You don't know what face to make!
And you can't leave.
One for that.
You're here for the whole.
Fine. I see you trying different options.
No, this is
I can see
perfect
you
for a
thinking none
Friday
of these
show, though.
fit. Hope the camera doesn't cut to me.
So there's everybody covering for Mr. Gutfeld on Friday. He was away, and the crew was covering for him. That was great.
I was chatting through that clip because I could not see it, and I was like, "Fuck, it's not working." And I'm sure people are like, "Why is this idiot talking like there's something not working?"
Oh.
But it wasn't showing up for me, so I guess whatever. It is
Oh,
what
that's
it is.
weird. I am monitoring it on the laptop, so if anything visual goes wrong in the feed, I can see it instantly.
No, it was just mental things going wrong. Apparently, mental things going wrong for me. Like, what are you gonna do?
They happen. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
What are
I
you gonna
mean,
do?
so I missed that clip. I don't know what it was about, but from the looks of it, it was funny. Erica could see it on her feed in the background there, and she thought it was funny. So I mean, at least it worked.
It was a great. Everybody was covering for Gutfeld on Friday because he was away, and they did a really good job.
All right. Well, you know what? Speaking of Gutfeld, I got just something real quick here.
Building your online business? Go to Wix.com and set up your store on a single integrated platform.
Hey, we're good. We're golden.
Add products.
All right. Let's skip the ads.
Want
Let's
a
go.
perfect story? Well, first you need illegal aliens. Then you got to add a bald eagle. And then finally, let one eat the other. And you get...
The perfect story.
It's a story so on the nose you'd think we made it up, but it's true. Two illegal aliens from Honduras were busted in Nebraska after allegedly shooting a bald eagle to death with the intention of cooking it and then eating it for dinner.
You can't make this
I
shit
hear
up,
they
folks.
taste just like chicken.
Actually,
So do
eagles
eagles.
make great bacon, folks.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I insulted the bald eagle killers. Seriously, though, what a story. Illegals eating a bald eagle. The only thing missing is them using an American flag as a tablecloth. It was an act so repulsive, just about everyone is asking why, except for the cast of The View, who asked if it comes with their choice of sides. Authorities say the creeps use these air rifles to slay our beloved bird, or as Democrats call them, AK-47 grenade launchers. They also reportedly lopped off the eagle's feet so they could turn the talons into ornaments. Because if you're going to violate a country's borders and its national symbol, be sure to accessorize. But from a sheer symbolism perspective, can you give a more stark example of an attack on American sovereignty and all that it means to be an American?
From a sheer symbolism perspective, can you give a more stark example of an attack on American sovereignty and all that it means to be American than the killing of a bald eagle?
Wow.
No, I can't.
And neither can we. You know what it's
No,
like?
I
It's
can't.
like copying a feel off the Statue of Liberty. You pervert. The feds already let the men go, but they have a court appearance next month, so we'll never see them again. Last we heard, they were headed to Canada to dine on something ethnic. Joe, you know when a
Now you
story
guys
is too
know
on
why
the
I wanted to
nose,
play this
it's
clip.
a too red meat story. It's like where you could take something from column A, illegals, column B, an American symbol, and then you put it together, smush it together, and you have the perfect Fox and Friends story. The kind that gets kill meat all sweaty.
Yeah, like if
this is true.
If this had been a political cartoon, the editor would have sent it back and said, "You're really pushing your luck on this one." And the only way it could be worse is, did they have sex with the bird before they ate it? I mean, that's the only thing I can think of. Yeah, I'd have to say that people who want to kill and eat a bald eagle, not likely to keep their court appearances.
Yeah.
I don't think they show up for things like that. I think what we need to do is find them, and we need to exact the proper revenge, which is to cover them with little tiny fish, put them in a stadium, and release 1,000 bald eagles to tear them limb from limb. And I would pay many, many dollars to see that.
So would I.
I certainly
I
am.
would pay a lot of money to see that.
Like
if I
that
were
was
on.
Very specific.
Yeah, very specific. Somebody's been doing late night Google research on how to entice a bald eagle to eat an illegal alien, and that person's name is
Maybe
Joe
he's got a kink for
DeVito.
eagles. Who knows?
Tom, you've heard the phrase straw man. I'm going to steel man their defense. I'm going to defend them. They didn't steal anybody's food, right? It's not like they went into somebody's yard and stole the bird. And did they really know it was a bald eagle? They probably saw a big bird. They were probably hungry. Should they be fined? You can get fined like a couple $100,000 for killing an eagle.
Well, how about this? Don't do anything extra to them for the bald eagle thing, but they kind of should be told to leave the country anyway.
That's right. How are they still here?
Yeah, I mean, it's if you found them at a Denny's, you probably should have said, "Hey, it's time to go back to Honduras."
Yeah.
But yeah, I think. I mean, so the eagle is just on top of it, but I think this is something Trump obviously has to pick this up. I don't know why. This is kind of a layup for him.
Yeah.
You remember the last time when he said they're not sending their finest people, they're killing our eagle.
They're eating our birds.
Yeah.
They're eating our Nebraska. I think it was Nebraska. The Huskers.
That's right. He talked about that's why he was against the wind farms, because the wind farms were killing
the birds. Yes.
So he's going to get on this for sure.
The wind farms have killed more bald eagles than the bird flu. A fact that I just made up.
For Trump.
I have no idea, Kat. Kat, where do you stand on the story? Wouldn't it be great if after they ate the bald eagle, they kneeled during the national anthem?
Yeah, it's so on the nose. Like, are we sure that they've never had any phone calls with Pete Hegseth? That he wasn't paid off to do this so that he could have something to talk about on Fox and Friends weekend? I was all over the place on this one because at first I was like, okay, like I feel bad for them because if you're killing a bird to eat for dinner, your life kind of sucks. And like, it's probably harder than my life and I shouldn't, but then I read more and it's like, okay, they broke into private property to do it. And I feel like breaking into private property with a gun, that's a no-go.
Yeah.
And then the fact that they were like, we wanted to make the talons into ornaments.
Mm-hmm.
That was missing from like all the stories that I read, except for the New York Post, of course. And I was like, that just like changes things mentally for me. That like, if you're in a mental space where you're also like, I'm thinking about what part of this carcass I can use for decorations, then that's just kind of weird.
You know, that's a good
gross.
point. And I also heard that these guys actually have their own home.
Those bastards!
But I mean, a lot of big game hunters, a lot of people that we admire, they collect what would you call souvenirs?
Trophies.
And I'm going to take an artificial stance here, and Sonny, maybe the bald eagle has had a good run. Isn't it time for a new national animal or bird? I mean, what about the toucan?
No, because then we have to deal with PETA. Let's just leave it where it is. And we don't have to go through a prolonged fight with PETA. I'm looking at it, and all I can say, you know, the bald eagle aside, understanding the symbolism, all of that. I looked at it and I was like, masculinity is back. Men actually out hunting, getting food. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we hunt a lot up here,
like,
honey.
well, they took the feet to make ornament. No, these are men who use every part of the bird. They're not letting any of it go to waste. Like, this is what America is made of. Give these people citizenship. Like, let's go and take some of the soy boys and send them to Honduras and get a couple of more hunters up here in our spaces. That's masculinity made a comeback.
You guys applauded the murder of a bald eagle. That was all a trick by Sonny to implicate all of you in our dirty, sick plans.
We also don't know what the bald eagle did.
That's true. That's true. He might be, you know what? In the bald eagle community, what if he's a
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad Steve's gone.
He would still be innocent until proven guilty. This is America.
Steve the bald eagle, everybody.
That's true. But I'm telling you, Steve was a real prick. Oh, I'm a bald eagle. I'm a bald eagle. He would do that all the time. Anyway.
It's because of the baldness. They have to compensate.
That's true.
Because of the baldness. There you go.
Hey,
Godfellow, everybody. You know, I always enjoy his take on things, and it's always good. You know, he's the king of late night right now, as Jay has mentioned several times in the stream. Thankfully so, because we love him here. You want to lighten your mood at any point during any day, just look up Gutfeld on YouTube and watch a couple of clips, because, man, that guy's got some funny takes. And
especially if you saw something that was just bald-faced depressing about the news. If you tune into Gutfeld, he will find you the funny angle of that. And just kind of lighten that up a little bit without telling you that it isn't the truth. So that's a miracle.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. No, I just you know what, it's good for us all to just be able to take a step back and make fun of things. We're not in the most favorable of climates, let's just say, for those of us that believe in the rule of law and, let's face it, sanity. This is probably not working with what your mentality would be if you're sane and you believe in somewhat conservative values and the rule of law and fiscal responsibility. You might be looking around the world going, holy fuck, it's all fucked. And we're glad you're here today on a Sunday, because we're just going to have fun and ignore all of that and make fun of everybody we can without getting any violations on the various platforms, which, I mean, it's anybody's guess as to when that'll happen. It's probably going to happen at some point, but I know it won't happen on Rumble. So for those of you rather that are watching this on Rumble, thank you very much for joining us. This is our first live on Rumble. We've been going live on YouTube and on Twitter. I don't know, for 18 or 19 streams now. So this is, it's about time we were on Rumble. We've been shooting to get towards Rumble for a long time, and we just couldn't figure out how to do it with the various software and our, let's face it, inexperience. But
we've been working
at
this what do they call it? Simulcasting for about 6 weeks. And now we got it.
Now we got it. We were even live at one point on TikTok tonight against our better judgment. So there you go.
Yeah. And you know, the point is we're trying to strengthen a tribe. And here's another thing that will strengthen the tribe. We'll break up the levity for just a minute. I want to show you something cool, and then we'll get back to the yucks.
Cool.
All right. So as you come in, you're going to find this startup page. You're obviously going to click on sign up. You know what to do. Email, password. Nickname is your choice. It doesn't have to relate to you in any way, your name or anything. Just whatever tickles your fancy. And then you can pick a picture. I got this one, just for fun, logo that I'm working on. And then I'll go continue. Now you're going to come to this video, and it's going to say welcome to your nickname, and your best bet is to watch this video. Alright, for those of you just getting onto the app, you may have noticed you may or may not have a little message at the bottom of the screen asking you to install the app. I just want to explain this. This is not going to take you to the Google Store. It's not going to attach you to any larger corporation. This is what's called a progressive web app. And what it's going to do is give you the functionality of a mobile app on your phone without tracking what you do, selling your information to any third parties, etc., etc. It's very simple to do. You go in here, install app. It's going to ask you if you want to install it. You install it. Now it'll be on your phone. There you go. You'll get a little icon on the phone. Comme ça. It'll open the app. You'll be logged in. So now you can see that you've got a spot that says My Orders. Now, there's nothing to buy. That's not the kind of orders we're talking about. Guilds have orders and chapter houses. So if you go to Orders, you're going to find the Order of Bards, the Order of the Leaf, the Order of the Builders, the Order of the Scribes, and the Order of the Faithful. I'll just sneak over to the Bards here. Join the Order of Bards to keep up with all of its works, events, and content. I'll select that, and then I'll go. Within the orders, there'll be chapter houses. The chapter of podcasts, the chapter of vlogs, the chapter of DIY. So I'll click on the chapter of podcasts, and there I'll find the channels. As you can see, the Unacceptables podcast there at the top. The next one, Down the Rabbit Hole. That's a podcast that is in the works, soon to be live and on the air. So that's the simple workings. We are going to add a lot of elements in the future, and you'll see messages on your profile page, which you can always reach by down at the bottom right-hand corner. It'll take you back out. And as you can see, your badge for the Order of Bards is now present. And this is where you'll eventually find your messages. Down at the right-hand corner there, it says Messages. Boom. No conversations yet. In any case, that's the basic rundown. So in this case, I may as well take you through to the Unacceptables and show you what we got here. You can become an Unacceptable today by hitting join. And just as a note to everybody, we are looking for people to help out with the Unacceptables. We're not taking any money in at the moment, besides a few donations here and there. So it's not paid positions, but we would love to have anybody who has some spare time, wants to be part of the process, and perhaps paid positions in the future. We'd be happy to bring you on board. And you can do that by simply letting us know by messaging us here. And you'll see that we are there. And then you can just simply type us a message. Send that. And we will respond. So we hope that you join us on the app, and of course in the Unacceptables section as well, and that you are enjoying tonight's episode and having a wonderful weekend, and have an even better week to follow.
There you have it, everybody. There's our app. There's how to join it. Quite interesting to me that you can actually see all of our content on one platform. You don't have to search anywhere else for it.
And you can get notifications.
Yeah, for sure. And for the time being, at least, it will be just our exclusive content. As you just saw, Jay is talking about another Down the Rabbit Hole podcast, which this is the first I hear about it. I'd love to hear more about it after the stream. Jay, if you could, if you could fill me in, I'd be excited to hear about that. So, I mean, here's the thing. What we're doing here, guys, is we're trying to, or folks, is we're trying to create other places for you to come find us. And that's very much on purpose because we can't do what we want to do and say what we want to say on many platforms. Rumble is one of the platforms that we can still, and we will maintain that platform for the foreseeable future. However, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube are very, very much into censorship. They're very much into Bill C-11, which we know and love so well here in Canada. So I would suspect that at some point we will get violations, or else our content will not get seen on purpose because it'll just get pushed down to the bottom of the feed or the bottom of the algorithm, which is kind of how they roll, especially on TikTok. I've noticed myself. So.
Yeah, and just since I didn't shovel any shit at them earlier, you know, being on YouTube isn't a whole bunch better than being on TikTok because you're supporting neo-Marxists who own YouTube and Google. So it's really not a whole bunch better.
That's right.
I mean, you're keeping the money in sort of in North America, but it's still going to the wrong place.
That's true.
What are you gonna do?
Well, I mean,
I know what I'm gonna do.
You can live with them, but you know, that's about it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they were.
Jay, do you have another clip you want to roll for us?
I got one more. Yeah, I got one more.
Give her shit.
I'm gonna
See,
make
here's
down
me
number.
face. A lot of people send me their fishing videos, which is cool. I'm into recreation and seafood. And last month a bloke called Josh in Queensland sent me a video of his girlfriend's trout. He was like, check this out, Aussie man, seriously, it's colourful, it's a good size, it's fresh, look at the comments as well. And I was like, okay, all right, yeah, I'll have a look at that. And I'll play you the video and then we'll review it.
What'd you get?
Trout.
Big one? Holy! Look at that! Big angry trout. Look at the colours.
Yeah, there it is. It's great. I mean, it's a good trout, and I'm keen to see what all the comments were about that he mentioned. Bev, mine would look like a burst sofa. I mean, I'm sure after Larissa and Josh descale it and gut it and then make fillets out of it, it's probably not going to look so pretty either. And that's just a reality of fishing and life and survival. It's not always going to look pretty. Megan, OMG, how the hell your sandbags not falling out? How the hell your sandbags are not falling? I don't see any sandbags. I don't know what that's about. Bree, mate, I'd be blowing raspberries out either side. Maybe she's talking about how she'll serve it with dinner or something like that, with like a side of raspberries. I don't know. Ellie, the wind would sound like a round of applause for me. Jessica, my Big Mac would fall straight out of the wrapper. I don't see a Big Mac. Is there litter in the ocean? Do you guys see a Big Mac anywhere? I don't get it. Carissa, my queen-size folded mattress could never. My queen-size folded mattress could never. 29.4 thousand likes on that. That is half of Optus Stadium in my home city of Perth. And I don't even get it. My sweet snuggles, mine would look like a dropped ham sandwich at the hairdresser. Man, I wish my fish was that small. 27,000 likes on that, I don't get this. It's a good sized fish, it's surely above regulation. Mine would look like a strangled puffer fish. Let me read the whole thing. Respect, girl, I'd love to wear that, but after 2 kids, naturally, mine would look like a strangled puffer. Oh, they're talking about their vaginas. Crikey. Fuck me, Dad, how embarrassing. This is great, let's keep reading. What's it like being God's favourite? This guy, what trout? Yeah, you see, I was the opposite. I was looking at the trout, because as I said, I enjoy the fishing videos that get sent in to me, and I'm a fan of Rex Hunt's fishing adventures back in the day. I wonder if they're going to kiss it before putting it back. Bree says, look at that, quoting Josh behind the camera, followed by, I am. All right, yeah, she got it all along.
Look at that.
Mo, I'm more impressed by how clean her crotch is. How did she remove the hair? There's one at every party, isn't there? Mo, absolute fun wrecker. Why does everyone always have to sexualize everything? Okay, yeah, well, the blokes have shown up, haven't they? And they've wrecked the girls' good time. Why have to sexual... Mate, genitals are funny. I don't know. Yeah, anyway, look, that's the video. And thanks for sending it in, Joshy, to aussieman.com/submit. And you guys over at Reef Addicts, that's where this video is from. Check them out, Reef Addicts. You keep doing your thing. You keep catching trout. All right. And that's my content today.
Oh man, I love that guy. There's something about that Australian accent. I know I said this last time, but it makes everything funnier. That guy has mastered the art of observation in a comedic way. He can take simple things that, I mean, there's been some of his videos that have been like fuck, that must have hurt, but he just makes it all feel better because he just laughs. He has that Australian accent, and he's got a great take. There's a beeping. Jay, just so you know, you are muted, my friend. You have muted yourself.
See, yeah, I was just gonna, I was just gonna say, I think that a lot of people have been in that wheelhouse and done really well at that niche, but I think that that's sort of the pinnacle at this time. Like nobody's ever gotten anywhere close. There's some guys on Saturday Night Live that got close with that, but as far as the straight up live commentary of just weird internet videos, he's the king, the undisputed king. Absolutely. And I'm really happy for him.
And there's a reason why he's so well known and so popular, and apparently he's doing well monetarily speaking as well, which he should be, because as we've mentioned before in the stream, it takes one hell of a lot of timing, effort, and editing prowess to get that all put together in a way that it's so syncopated. What's the word? Like it just works.
Yeah.
It just works.
Yeah, like it would take me 3 times as long to do what he does as what I do with the Unacceptables. Sometimes I make the clips, I make the intros, I make some songs here and there, and all these different things. It's a lot of hours during the week, but what that guy does, like editing, like when you see our stream, if you miss it live, like if you're not catching it live right now, like at the time of, you can go back out and go to the playlist that says Unacceptables, and then you can see it in the final edited version. And some of those, not all of them, but some of those, I do a lot of editing work like that, and it's really a lot of fun. So don't forget to check that out. But yeah, consider what goes into editing. When people edit videos, it looks simple. It is not even close. You would literally tear your hair out.
It's not. And before I forget, as always with every stream, guys, at the bottom of the screen, you'll see a banner scrolling across. You'll see our socials on there. Generally speaking, you'll see our stream content as well. So what the subject matter is. At this point in time, my lazy ass didn't get to updating it for this Sunday, so it still says something about Thursday. However, the rest of the stuff is valid. The socials are in particular valid. So please check those out if you don't mind. Follow us on all the socials. Please get on our Telegram page. So that's t.me/Rabbit Hole Guild. And that's on TikTok. That is in the bottom here, scrolling across the beautiful screen for your beautiful eyes. And I have another clip to roll for us. Jay, do you mind?
Wicked. Let's do it.
All right. It's my boy here. Oh, there it is. Okay.
I think first and foremost, we have to concede that we're dealing with...
If a wrestler wins in the ring, could your DraftKings say, you made money? Not cha-ching. The WWE is reportedly in talks to legalize betting on high-profile matches, as if any of them could be high-profile now that I'm wrestling for the NWA instead. You think the NWA stands for National Wrestling Alliance, but really it stands for No Women Allowed.
Sexist would say.
Sources say the WWE would work with an accounting firm to keep the scripted matches secret, so leaks of the winner wouldn't happen and betting would be fair. We reached out for the Mafia for a comment, but a spokesman says they don't exist. To make leaks less likely, sources say even the wrestlers wouldn't know who was going to win until right before the match. To make the leaks even less likely, they will make sure not to store the secret winners' names in Wuhan. Which wouldn't really work for me at the NWA because all I do is win. I mean, literally, I've defeated more men than divorce. Wait, I even got defeated, but anyway. Some experts say this could lead to legalized betting on other scripted things like character deaths in TV series, or in other words, the kind of TV that chicks watch. You know, like Jesse Waters. Why do we hate him?
Going hard on
Yeah.
Jesse today.
I know he looks like a used car salesman. But yeah. Lee, you're a big wrestling fan, right? Do you think betting on what affectionately is simulated combat with a predetermined finish, I guess, if you want to be about it, you think that's a good idea?
No, it's a terrible idea. You should not be betting on a rigged sports event. Now, people say, well, I should be able to. You know, Kennedy has a well-regarded libertarian streak. You know, the freedom of making that decision to part with your hard-earned money. The idea of putting it on a rigged sporting event is something that I believe is just throwing your money down the tubes.
Unless, of course, you get the leak, right, Kennedy?
That's what they're going to do. I know, present company excluded.
Thank you.
But almost all wrestlers are meatheads. And even if they get a 20-minute heads up that they're going to win a match,
I don't think she
they're gonna
actually
be
meant
texting
present
their
company
friends and their
excluded.
family members who will be texting Cousin Eddie or probably picking up the phone and calling Cousin Eddie because he didn't have a cell phone,
right?
Who will be placing bets on the match and winning. So yes, there are enough people who know about the outcome that it is not going to work in everyone's favor, but it certainly will work in their favor. If people are dumb enough to bet on fake wrestling, then they should absolutely have that opportunity. It's like financial Darwinism.
Okay. Could we not use the F word?
Hey, careful.
The media is fake. Wrestling simulated combat. Okay, can we just say that?
It's as fake as Meg Ryan's orgasm in When Harry Met Sally.
That's a deep. That was fake.
That's a deep fake for sure.
Well, damn, Dagan.
Well, I'm getting out of the line of fire.
Okay.
I'm afraid if you lost
let me
that
ask you this,
belt,
because-
I don't want you to hit me in the nose.
No. If Kennedy is one of the biggest supporters of wrestlers there are. I don't know how many wrestlers she's brought on the show, but literally everyone's gone through. Wait, I'm not trying to say. Everyone's gone through Kennedy's show first before they gone anywhere else. So I mean, she's helped a lot. There's been a long list of guys that she supported. So she's not dissing. She's just keeping it real. It's
So real.
so real.
My mama and daddy raised me right. I know to keep my gambling over here and my wrestling over here. You keep them separated. Scratch tickets and wrestling. So I don't know. I don't see how it would make any sense betting on matches. And it's organized athleticism. That's how I would describe it.
Thank you.
And I'm having a hard time keeping these alligators down.
All right.
Woo!
Kat, do you bet on anything?
Oh boy.
I bet every single day. We all do. That's what life is, right? Like, you make decisions and you're like, this will be the one that'll be good for me. And sometimes you lose. I take market risk every time I open my mouth. Right? I say this, okay, I'm going to say this thing. This will be a fine thing to say. Sometimes it wasn't.
Right.
You know, it's risky every day. So, but with money, no, I don't bet. Just with my life every day when I wake up.
Man, it's kind of the same thing. Yeah, I guess you're 6 on one hand, half a dozen on the other. Look, you know what? I used to, when you're with your buddies and you're just making a friendly, keep it under like $2 or something. I wouldn't bet the farm on whether someone's gonna win a wrestling match or not. But I also wouldn't do it with football, the NBA, or anything like that. Or like keep your money in your pocket. that would be my advice. And speaking of that, I want to bet. Actually, I got to bet with you. I got a new action figure coming out, the All-American Tyrus Smash, and I bet we can break the record that we did last time with the MajorPodsMerch.com. So there, bet on that. But up next. Up next, a pleasant little tune gone too soon.
Once again, from Gutfeld, everybody, we love those guys here on the show.
Yeah.
They've got some great content. We have differing views, and I love the fact that, I mean, you've got a professional wrestler on the show there. You don't see that too often, so it always lends for a good bit of comedy. He's actually a fairly smart guy, which is even more impressive considering the fact that he's a behemoth of a man and could probably kill us both in one punch. So that's
He
pretty
grew
cool.
up in the French Quarter in New Orleans, which is a pretty rough neighborhood.
Yep. That's right.
Oh boy,
that's right. Just a good old boy. So that's good. Sunday Funday, everybody. So we've got a few people watching here. So again, thank you folks for watching us. Thank you for anybody that's going to watch or listen back to the replay. I think it's important to note, first of all, that we are live for the first time on Rumble. So if you're seeing us on Rumble, thank you very much.
My brothers and sisters.
Absolutely. Yep. Our brothers
We're
and
here.
sisters on Rumble. Thank you
We're
for
not
joining
going anywhere.
us on Rumble. We will be here Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. Same bad time, same bad channel for you to enjoy or not enjoy what we say and what we present to you in our stream. So again, thank you for those of us joining us, or for those of you rather joining us on Twitter and YouTube, Rabbit Hole Guild and Fringe Monkey 22 on Twitter and YouTube, and Rumble Fringe Monkey 22. And for those of you that haven't joined the Telegram page, please join the Telegram page. It's listed at the bottom. As always, it's t.me/Rabbit Hole Guild, because we say things on there, or I say things on there that I can't say here. So there's that. Now we're oh geez, Jay, we're almost an hour in here. Do you have any more clips for us, or do I have time for one more?
That's all my clips, buddy.
Okay, well, you know what? I hate to be repetitive because, this is not really my thing, but I was scrolling through Gutfeld stuff and I mean, come on. The guy's got like
gold,
brilliant takes on everything. And so, the last stream I played his video about the apology from the Raptors. And, I feel like this one is just about as good, so I'm going to roll this one. Okay, guys, here we go.
What is a woman? Can you tell me that? Oh, you're at the Women's March. You must have some idea.
Oh, we got a What is a Woman commercial.
We do.
Go on, Daily Wire with your bad sales.
What is that? I'm a husband. I'm a father.
Go on
of four.
Daily Wire.
I host a talk
Follow
show.
Matt
I give
Walsh
speeches.
and,
I write books. I like to
Ben
make sense
Shapiro
of things.
on
A
Daily
woman
Wire.
is not
So
anything.
I'm going
in
to actually
particular.
cut this off here. Here's my
Everybody's seen it twice already, anyway.
Probably. Yeah.
All the people here, cool people,
Only the cool people.
Yeah. They're not trying to sell that to no neoliberal fashion.
Should I be scared? Send help. Call the police. Happy Monday, everybody. We talk a lot about the woke, and why not? They're fun to talk about. They're so ugly. In a way, it's fun to talk about any clueless group, whether they're extreme vegans or Maroon 5.
I gotta mute my mic.
Fox and Friends hosts.
Excuse me. I'm on tonight.
Also, the woke are just fun to watch.
Pregnant person or person that could become pregnant.
Can you provide a definition for the word woman?
I can't.
You can't?
Not in this context.
So
I'm not a biologist.
But
what you cannot do is to label a person illegal.
There is no such thing as an illegal human.
I am Kamala Harris. My pronouns are she and her. I am a woman sitting at the table wearing a blue suit.
But there's more than one kind of woke. If you define woke, it's someone who's awake, perhaps with an angrier consciousness. Of course, they have to share this
that's a pretty
newfound
good
rage
definition.
with everyone as they seek to infect every crevice of society with their unbridled ignorance.
Yeah, I like that
The
one too.
woke
I'm with
had
you
a
on
few
that.
good years now to undo society, attacking traditional family structures, societal safety and security. But like Jamie Lissau at his own home, it's no longer welcome.
Oh,
And it's created a rebound
we know why
woke,
that one's
which has
funny.
come in the shape of something monstrous, powerful, and really scary. Some people do call it a birthing person.
Jamie's got a good
but we
sense of
still
humor,
call
actually.
him Mom.
Yeah, he does.
Introducing Mom's Gone Wild Volume 6. It's the hottest collection of fierce females fighting for their kids. Jam-packed onto one VHS tape. All your favorite anti-woke warriors are here. Like moms fighting leftist school boards. Moms fighting for fair sports. Moms fighting to keep drag queens out of the library. And moms fighting to keep boys out of the girls' bathroom. Plus, tons of hot tennis moms, hot yoga moms, and hot construction worker moms. We even have hot grandmas. It's the Hot Moms, Hot Moms.
Wow, that's awesome.
It's Mom's Gone Wild. And if you call now, we'll throw in the sexiest hot tub dads.
The things I did for money. But true, moms are back, belligerent and buzzed on watermelon margaritas. But first, let's look how the woke first targeted them. First, they said men can get pregnant. That's total BS. I've tried many times. I don't have the...
I've been
just don't
trying,
have
but
the
I
hips
haven't
for
even
it.
got my period yet.
The woke also maintain men can have periods, which is baloney too. The closest I've come to having
I
a
feel like
period
maybe there's
is
something
spilling
wrong with my
marinara on
ovaries
khakis.
because it's been the better part of 40 years,
They also
45
say
years,
men
and they're
can
still not
compete
working.
against your daughters in sports.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
this apparently only goes one way. Trans women can swim and
My
wrestle,
biological
but
clock
good
is like
luck
a
staying
fucking
trans
sundial.
men in the NBA. Follow the money, and the trans experiment dries up like my elbows in January. Ooh. Meanwhile,
A little bit ashy there.
biological men who barged into women's sports and women's locker rooms. That's masculinity more toxic than anything Kamala's husband can point to. And he lives with a cackling chemical spill. Third, they believe the relationship between mother and child can be intruded upon by a stranger, and not even one in a van. It's one with an agenda under the guise of right to privacy, meaning you have no idea that a teacher fresh out of college who's soaked in oppression lingo and hair dye can imprint his, hers, them, theys on your kids, and parents shall not be informed. Right to privacy is code for don't tell mom and dad that for dodgeball we now throw. Which might be fun, actually. They claim it takes a village to raise your child, and they're just the village idiots to do it. And so wokeness became a political mutation of Munchausen by proxy, where people suffering from a manufactured delusion transfer it onto children for attention, sympathy, and now tenure. So I'm now non-binary, and you are too. I believe the planet is about to die, and so shall you. I have more nose rings than a shower curtain. So shall you. I have more face piercings than someone who tried to commit suicide with buckshot. Snorted. And so will you. It transfers a mind virus from one infected person to another. And the newly infected has no immune system for it because it is a child. But there is an effective booster for it. It's called an angry mom, and it's perfect for fighting the wokeness. True, moms might make you cringe, but that's what moms do. But so do third graders being forced to look at a drag queen suspicious package. So this new woke are Republican moms, independent moms, and over time, more and more Democrat moms. And some of these women, God forbid, have become governors. Whoa.
Our new Education Freedom account allows parents to enroll their kids in whatever school is most appropriate for their family. And within 3 years, it'll be available to every family in Arkansas.
So that's a governor, but more importantly, a mom. And she's governing like a mom, not a nanny. So is this new woke more appealing than the old woke? Well, obviously they're better looking, but also moms are not united or tricked by the abstractions of pronouns and hate speech. It's all about practical concerns concerning a struggle for the minds of their own children. That's worth waking up for. And our moms never let anybody sleep late, and these moms won't either. So they're at the school board meetings, at protests, at rallies. They're here to hand out snacks and kick ass. And they're fresh out of trail mix. Let's welcome tonight's guest. When he says you look like $1 million, it's an insult. 2024 presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy. If he has to hear one more divorced dad joke, he's going to complain to his kids every other weekend. Actor, writer, and comedian Jamie Lissow. If you ask his family, he's actually not coming to work enough. Host of One Nation and the Brian Kilmeade radio show, Brian Kilmeade. And she's like a picket fence. White, has good points, but don't sit on her. Fox News contributor, Kat Tiff. Oh, calm down, you crazy people. Vivek, welcome back to the show. So what do you have to say to like the parents out there? Where do you stand on all this?
I'd say keep standing up. If you're a mom, if you're a parent, it's your kids, not the kids who belong to the school. It's actually pretty simple. Yeah. They used to say that math is racist. That was a popular thing in the woke movement in schools. Yeah. You know, math isn't racist, but you know what might be is not teaching black kids how to do math, which was a big problem in the country. Right. But you know, if this is a mind virus, I think the lab leak for this virus actually was the federal government. It was the Department of Education. And not a lot of people know this, Greg, but they use the money they give to schools. It's not just the school boards that are bad. The money they use is like a handcuff that forces these schools to adopt these woke ideologies. And that's why I've kept it pretty simple. If I'm president, I'm running for president, I say I'm going to shut down the Department of Education because it doesn't actually need to exist. And I think so a lot of these woke cancers start in the bad places you'd expect, actually, in the federal government. So there's actually things we can do about it.
That'd be amazing. Shut down the Department. Replace it with like a hot pretzel truck. That way they can say, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Check this out. It's like a hot pretzel truck. Jamie, in your life, that would be amazing for you because then, you know, you probably don't eat well.
That's true. By the way, how annoying all the woke video. I just got more and more annoyed as those clips were being played. I'm sorry. I will never say birthing people. I will, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I will continue to say people that won't sleep with me.
Yeah.
But for real, I got kids.
Why didn't you just say Earth?
Yeah, I should have. That umbrella could have been wider. You're right. But you should be able to choose where your kids go to school. 100%, absolutely. Like we had to change my kids' school. We had teachers. They were getting bullied, and we were homeschooling them.
That's amazing. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, I'm getting tired of like schools in general. I do homework with my kids in 8th grade. I feel like more work can be done at this. I feel like all they do at school is just give my kid work for me to do when he comes home. For real, it's. Do you know what I mean? It's absolutely exhausting. All I found out doing math was that I wouldn't graduate 8th grade.
Yeah, it's getting harder
because it's like there's like X's and Y's. I don't know any. Oh, the only math I know for sure is 1x can equal losing 50% of your.
Brian, at least he's not bitter.
I know. He doesn't seem angry.
Not bitter at all.
Yeah, do you remember your family?
I have photos and sketches.
They're like, because they're outside of this building, so which you never leave.
Right.
You have pictures on your desk.
See, you ask them questions.
Yeah.
You attack me.
Yeah.
And by the way, the only thing, I am very scared of your audience. Yeah. They're pumped up and happy, but almost too happy. I can't decide if it's UFC or WWE.
Yeah.
If I have to make a choice.
It's a problem for hosts of Fox and Friends when they come on here. They're not used to being liked.
Right.
Gotta love those ads.
There are women taking off their tops right now.
Right. That's because it's so hot in here. I do it too. I think what's happened, the only good thing out of the pandemic was now the parents can know they cannot lay back anymore. I mean, between the curriculum that they're learning, between the things that kids are coming home with, We used to be worried that a kid will come home in 8th grade and think, well, global warming is real and it's overrated, and they panic. Now we find out about gender, they're picking their gender, they're deciding whether or not they're going to study, they're deciding that they know more than their parents. And I just think the worst thing they've done is they've gotten women, moms involved, and they're not saying the Democratic Republicans, they're just saying they're angry and they want it fixed. So that helps the Glenn Youngkins of the world. It helps the Ron DeSantis of the world. It helps the Vivek Ramaswamys of the world, who when they talk about school, everybody's all ears. They're not going to say, I want the Democratic women or the Republican women. I like my answer as good as Jamie's and almost as good as Vivek.
No, it reminds me. I remember when little Janet came home from school. She was a junior in high school, and she was talking about how the teacher was telling her about pronouns, and she said she wanted to be a they. So I dumped her.
Ouch.
See, that's what happens when Brian talks. I just think of things to say.
And it was worth it.
Which is never a good thing.
I just thought of saying that. I didn't even do the math, Kat. Yeah. How are you?
Well, I just love this.
Yeah, no, the prompter's
panel of
probably
moms
safer
you've
for him.
assembled to discuss this issue. A bunch of dudes and me. Yeah, I just don't see how it's controversial to be like, you know what? Maybe you should have some say where your kid goes to school. Anybody who kind of wants to fight against that idea is implicitly saying that they know for a fact that it's a problem because some schools are very bad.
Mm-hmm.
And the only reason they're allowed to be so bad is because kids are forced to go to those schools anyway. I don't think the government should have this much say. I think that it's ridiculous. I think that families, parents, they know what's best for their kids, and I don't see how that's controversial.
All right. That was a great block, and we got more blocks to come.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest
Definitely
interviews
click and
and most
subscribe to
compelling
Fox
analysis.
News.
You will not.
We love them here on the stream.
Yeah.
Jay, if you're ready to come back, I'm gonna jump you in here. There we go.
Yep.
We're back. I'm gonna go over here. There we go. Now I'm on the left because I'm used to being on the left.
Yeah. It is freaky when it's all mixed up.
It is. It's all new. I don't like being on the right, Jay.
I hate change.
Change is scary.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Okay, so there's Gutfeld. I mean, what are you gonna say? What I love, so here's what I do. I watch clips and I'm like, this has a lot of points. It has a lot of bite, but it's funny, and I love those clips. I love clips that can make you think and make you make fun of the current situation and still be funny and still keep you captivated. And that's why Gutfeld is the king of late night, I guess, apparently now, Jay.
You betcha. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. I don't know. I'm out of stuff, man.
Yeah, good. I mean, we're out of time anyways, so it's good that we're out of stuff. I just, it's kind of like one of those things where I feel like I'm a glutton for punishment, so I just want maybe one more chance to do one more thing here.
Oh
yeah. I mean, Jay, kill me if this.
No,
is
cool
bad.
beats.
Kill me if this is a bad idea, but I just find like this clip is relevant, so I want to play this one. There's one more that. It's a little bit longer clip, so please bear with me, guys. Okay, we'll be back.
I'm just going to be going. I'm just be going through my YouTube notifications anyway.
Sounds good.
Sure, we're a bit obsessed with water, but that's okay. Because while we're thinking about reducing contaminants, you can just think about safer, better tasting water. At Culligan, we think about
Safer,
your water.
better tasting water.
What it is, happy Friday. It's me, Tyrus, not to be confused.
So I just honestly, I love this guy, and I want everybody to recognize the fact that he is an actor, a professional wrestler actor. so it's just funny that he's on a news show. I don't know why I find this so amazing, but I just do. So, anyways, I'll let this clip keep playing here. Here we go.
He was with the little guy. He's actually under the chair. Let's welcome tonight's guest. Her favorite government program would be one that eliminates government programs. Host of Kennedy on Fox Business, Kennedy. Many New Yorkers have remorse that they backed the wrong horse. Former New York Congressman Lee Zeldin. She knows more jackasses than a donkey. Co-host of The Bottom Line on
Jay,
Fox
you
Business,
and everybody will know why I wanted to roll this clip in about 3 minutes. About 2 minutes. It's fucking
If
awesome.
the world was her oyster, she'd probably get food poisoning. Fox News contributor Kat Tim. All right, it's Friday, so before we get into some new stories, it's time for this.
Greg's Leftovers.
I don't think anyone ever said with Greg leftovers. Yeah, it's leftovers. Why are we jokes we didn't use this week? And just like when Greg does it, except taller, it's my first time reading these. Here we go. This week, The View finally lifted its studio audience mask requirements, although doctors still recommended they wear blindfolds and earplugs. Oh boy, we're getting into it, aren't we? All right. It also begs the question, when will the hosts take off their masks? Halloween was 5 months ago. Woo! The Biden administration on what? Roll back down? What is there was they made the word so big that administration's 2 lines. So I was like, administrate on. No. The Biden administration is suing to block JetBlue's $3.8 billion purchase of Spirit Airlines. Officials claim the merger is all part of a bigger plan to create the world's largest flight. Latest flight.
Oh, Cyrus.
Oh, yes, Cyrus.
Apparently, I'm going blind as we speak. A biological male weightlifting in Minnesota has won a court judgment to compete in women's powerlifting events. To prove she's not a man, she says if she gets lost on the way to the contest, she'll definitely ask for directions. It is true. Scientists in Switzerland say they've developed a robotic third arm that can help people with daily chores. Oh, God. Wow, now I can really multitask during work calls, said Jeffrey Tubin. Kind of knew it was going there. This weekend, Jimmy Kimmel will host the 95th Annual Academy Awards. And to help boost ratings, Kimmel has offered to slap himself. KFC is once again offering their Double Down sandwich, which replaces a traditional bun with 2 pieces of fried chicken. As a result, customers will have to replace their traditional heart with one from a donor. In other words, that's just fat-tacular. A new report from the World Obesity Federation claims that more than half of the world's population will be overweight by 2035. Hey, the more the merrier, said Michael Moore's cream cheese butler. He has a butler just for cheese. Yeah, you're fat when you have a butler for specific foods.
Cream cheese butler.
Dagan has a whiskey butler. Sir, your cheese is ready. Could you? While discussing his plans for the 2024, Donald Trump suggested that America should develop flying cars. To which an angry Pete Buttigieg responded, "We already have that, sir, and they're called trains."
True, but funny.
Yeah.
And finally, this week, Sunny D Juice Brand announced the launch of a new tangy orange vodka seltzer. Doctors say it could help alcoholics by making vodka taste like Nice job, writing staff. Nice job, man. Now some news, because this is Fox News after all. Will voters support the presidential push from a Florida governor not named Bush? Not rhyming, but I had no choice. I couldn't think of another person coming out of Florida. Anonymous sources tell Washington Post that Ron DeSantis is indicating privately he intends to run for president in 2024. And that Jesse Waters' hair falls out when he pees. How would you
I mean,
know
that's
that?
believable, though. That's believable.
Yeah.
Do we hate Jesse that much? All right.
Poor Jesse. Poor Jesse.
Yes.
A political committee reportedly launched yesterday that will likely raise money for his campaign. What about Jesse's hair? All right. And he'll need a lot of cash if he intends on clearing the field, like a farmer that hires illegal immigrants. What, you want him to work for free? Or at least as much cash as it would take to hire Joy Reid to speak and clear the field for him. Let's put this into a video game metaphor, because I'm a sucker for a good metaphor. First, Ron will have to defeat boss number one, which is actually a couple bosses, the Nikki Haley's and the Vivek Ramsway. Hopefully I didn't destroy that. Then enter boss number two, the biggest, baddest, McDonald's-loving boss of all, President Donald Trump. He's got fans and insults, and it'll be like going against Dice Clay in the 80s. Apparently no one remembers Dice Clay in the 80s.
I remember.
He did this thing with a cigarette, and put it like this, and he said, "Hey, yo," and cussed a lot. Yeah. I didn't know it would be tonight that I knew it was over for Dice. Wow. Yeah, big Dice fans. All right. That won't be an easy battle since a new poll suggests they're tied up in Iowa like Greg on vacation. And finally, the last boss, old Joe himself. Although that'll be a cake. We don't do that here. And that'll be a cakewalk since he can't even walk up the stairs. He's such a bad candidate, even his brain left. I'd have to vote for him or I wouldn't be black. I've been auditioning for Latinos, but they haven't called me back yet, so I guess I have to wait. Joe raises his feet about as well as his son raises illegitimate children. What it do, Joe?
Hey, come on, man. I don't care about this stuff. I mean, I'll run against any of these guys. Orange man bad, Florida man bad, it doesn't matter to me. And besides, all I do is go in the basement. They do all the rest, racism, white supremacy, that whole deal. And so I feel pretty good. I got to tell you something. I know it's Friday. I don't know what month it is.
Oh my God, the video game ruiner.
Yeah, okay. There you go. That's ads for us here on.
Kat, are you surprised
Was it a giant troll
that DeSantis is running?
No, I think everybody's kind of expecting him to run. And I think that the way that he's sort of handled Trump so far has been super interesting because he just hasn't. Like Trump will go after him and he just doesn't address it, which if you try to get into a verbal battle with Trump, you're probably going to lose because he'll get really mean and, he's funny. Like Trump is funny. And Ron's just like not doing it. So I wonder what that would look like if it was between Trump and Ron kind of refused to let it be that way.
Yeah, I would. That's definitely going to be interesting. Do you think it's a problem? I hear that a lot. Like is DeSantis or Trump, but isn't it good if they compete and we get the best candidate?
Absolutely. And I think there's going to be a really big field. And interestingly enough, as each additional person gets in, one might think, well, President Trump doesn't want all these competitors. But there is a certain amount of the Republican primary base that is voting for him no matter what. I would actually say that Nikki Haley getting in the race, for example, probably pulls more support from a Ron DeSantis than it does a Donald Trump. So the bigger the field gets, Tim Scott, Mike Pence, Mike Pompeo, the bigger it gets. If everyone gets in, I think it actually plays to President Trump's advantage. I think having a good, spirited, healthy debate and process is fantastic. But what's important is that when it's done and there's a nominee, everyone needs to get behind that winner, or Joe Biden's going to get a second term.
I was about to say, he's no Dice Clay. You can clap. It's all good.
Here it comes, the replay.
Can't believe you don't like Dice Clay.
What Jack and Jill went up the hill.
See, Dagan knows.
Oh, shit.
Water. You came down with 250.
This is what you missed, Scott, right here.
Hey, good enough. Hey, it's phenomenal. So, do you think the bigger the field is more practice for President Trump? Because we got a ton of nicknames, and a lot of people got ruined. I mean, we still looking for Mr. Jeb Bush.
So far, his nicknames have been, but all these articles are like, I'm hearing from my sources that Ron DeSantis is going to run for president. What? The template is you write a book, you slim down, you perpetually stand in front of a microphone. If you're a governor, you're running for president. Mm-hmm. The same template for a mature gal, you get a tummy tuck, full facial waxing, order a dozen fishnets on Amazon, you're divorcing and getting ready to go whoring.
Wow.
It's the same thing.
I mean,
you're running for president, being a slut. Right?
Running for president, being a slut.
Truer words have never been spoken.
Right?
I mean, really.
And I say that with deep admiration.
I feel that.
Kennedy, last word to you.
Two things. Mary, quite contrary. Trim your shit so damn hairy. And two, I cannot wait for my fishnets to get here.
I'm
not running for president, but I'm planning on doing a lot of slutting this spring.
Your face! You don't know what face to make!
Facey.
And you can't leave.
One for that.
You're here for the whole.
I see you trying different options.
No, this is
I can
perfect
see you
for a
thinking none
Friday
of these
show, though.
fit. Hope the camera doesn't cut to me. It's on you now, baby.
Security's not here for them. It's to make sure you don't leave. Before we go, come see me live. I'll be in Crowley, Louisiana, April 21st, Houston, April 23rd, and Walhalla, South Carolina on May 5th. Visit the link tree on my Instagram for tickets.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.
Yeah,
you will
that's
not
the
get
good
it
stuff.
anywhere else.
Good for you, Hannity. Can't believe they're still having the mafia in Providence.
I can't believe my mic was still muted that whole time. That's the incredible part. So I think that's going to do it for us tonight here. As luck would have it, it's an hour and 24 minutes into this bullshit, and none of you could have possibly suffered this long. Maybe you have. I don't know why you would feel like you're sadomasochists at this point. Who like to subject. You're sick. You're sick for.
You're never going to see the kids again, Donnie.
I I tell you, it's scary. It's scary that you're still here, you're still watching us because we're embarrassing as fuck. But either way, much love to those of you that joined us newly tonight, those of you that will watch us and listen to us back in the rebroadcast or the recorded version.
Or on your favorite podcasting outlet. We are not going to be getting on to Google Podcasts like ever. They said that very explicitly. They said, go fuck yourself, basically. So there's none of that. I'm not even going to attempt iTunes. I'm not even going to bother with iTunes at all because we know where that's going right away. Spotify can kiss the fattest part of my ass. So any of the other decent podcasting outlets, you'll be able to find us there.
So not Google and not YouTube. Or no, wait, we're on YouTube already. So where are we not?
Yeah. Not on iTunes, not on Google, and we maybe could get on Spotify, but I don't even want to. I don't want to.
Okay. Well, I mean, you know what? Just catch us live on the YouTube, on the Rumble, on the Twitter, or on the TikTok in the preemptive sort of strike that we do on the senses of yourself, on the psyche of your being. We'll strike first.
And if you get onto the app, if you can get onto the app, then you could download the audios for if you're working a job where you have to be watching things, but you have headphones on. You could download the audio. It's very small file. Like this is like probably 300 megabytes. This entire whole hour and a half of shenanigans.
Shenanigans is right, and I'll tell you, I've never been a part of so many shenanigans in my life.
Oh, it's shenanigans. Yeah.
Shenanigans. I think we're going to call it there, folks. It's been lovely to have anybody that's still here against their better judgment or otherwise. We always love to have that. I'm going to roll us. I'm going to roll us out with one more Gutfeld clip, Jay, if you don't mind.
No.
Simply because not that one. Not that one. Shut up. Not that one.
Shut up. Shut up, you.
Shut up, you dick.
Yeah.
So I've got one more here. A bit of a dick. So this will be the last one. All right.
A lot of people don't know this, but if you have the YouTube app on your phone, you could be using it to make.
You could be using it.
Would you settle a score against a
All right,
crappy
kids.
store?
This will be it for us
Turns out
tonight.
customer problems with products
Much
and
love from
services
the
is higher than ever
Unacceptables. Thanks for
before.
joining us here live
A
on our
recent
Sunday
survey found that
Funday. We'll close it out with a
said they've
clip
had
from the
problems with
Gutfeld,
both
the great
in the
Gutfeld,
last
the
year.
great Gutfeld,
The number
great,
one
great
product people are
Gutfeld.
most unhappy with.
If you saw us for the first time on Rumble,
And
thank
nearly
you.
10% of
Thank you very
consumers
much.
have
And we'll
taken
see you again
action
soon.
too, usually through public shaming
Much love.
or pestering them in person or online. You know, it's how Janet Yellen got even with her hairstylist. Couldn't work again. But when it comes to handling these complaints, customers say certain businesses handle it better than others. Sectors like banking, food delivery, and package delivery do well. So does my masseuse. But he uses too much knuckle.
It's not knuckle. Sorry. It's a comedy show.
It's a comedy show. But things like pay TV, automotive, and air travel, not so much. That makes sense. I'm pretty sure Spirit would put seats on the outside of the plane if they could. One customer service strategy that seems to piss people off the most, having to listen to a robot before you can speak to an actual person. But I guess now we know how White House reporters feel. But maybe this is why more companies should employ married men. They're well trained to deal with nagging.
A sexist would say.
Aaron, have you ever publicly shamed a company? Like, there was a time where everybody was like going on Twitter, and actually I used to make fun of it. But then if that's your only outlet to get to a budget rent a car, like my car's not here. Have you ever done that?
I don't believe I have done that, but now I'm sure someone's going to go through my Twitter history and be like, oh, yeah, this one time. But I don't remember doing that. But I'd like to welcome the private sector to the public sector. There are staff assistants and interns on Capitol Hill that get screamed at on the phone every day, all summer long, all of the time. And people were locked up all through 2020, so they're coming out swinging now.
Yeah.
And they're angry. They want retribution. They want things to go well. And if you're a Bravo fan, there's a big scandal right now that Tom Sandoval, one of the guys on Vanderpump Rules, cheated on his girlfriend, and Yelp had to shut down the reviews for his restaurant because Bravo fans were going on there and just dragging the rating down by giving him 1 star because he cheated on his girlfriend.
You know what you just did? You just explained to me this whole story that I had no idea what it was, but it's always in the New York Post.
Yes.
And I'm going, who is Sandoval? Who are these people? I've never heard of these people. And it just shows you there's no connection between Bravo and Fox.
It's my patriotic duty. I'm glad to be here to do this. Little did you know, big Bravo fan. And yeah, Yelp has had to shut down the restaurant rating because people are angry and taking it down.
Amazing. You just described, I should hire you to explain things to me. You know, Charles, the point about the shutdown, it's created angry people, but it's also screwed up customer service, right? Because there was the pipeline was all screwed up and nobody was working.
Right.
You couldn't get what you wanted. What do you make of this?
You know, I think first and foremost, let's be honest, products and services suck these days. It's awful. I hate to say it. It's just, we've gone to crap. I mean, there was a product and you get stuff, almost anything I buy or see or service, I know it's not going to live up to my expectations. So a week ago, I ordered 2 croissant egg sandwiches. My wife is at church. I'm like, all right, I'm hungry. I can't wait for her to get back from church. You should see what they brought me. They brought me a banquet for about 60 people. 3 bags, large ass slabs. I'm like, so I call the restaurant. They're like, well, call Grubhub. I call Grubhub. I get someone overseas. What do you want? What do you want? I'm like, I want 2 egg sandwiches. You give me a buff. So I call a restaurant back, like, someone's gonna be pissed off.
Yeah.
Someone's having a wedding. I mean, what They like, call Grubhub. I'm like, oh, you. This happened. I'm like,
did you keep the food?
Yeah, we. You know what? So we had.
Of course, you kept the food.
My nephew came by later on the day to take down a Christmas tree, and he lived in some kind of hovel thing with like about 40 other people. Said, "Take the food, my man." So it worked out great. Except I didn't eat. I was hungry as hell almost all day until she got home. But that. So it's just tough. I mean, services suck these days, man.
I want Charles to just tell me stories for the rest of my life. Kat, do you agree, though, that you nodded when he said all products?
Godfell's baked, eh?
You sure do.
He's baked
and you gotta
on
go
this
public
one.
because that's the only way
He's
that you
baked
can
on
have
every
any
single
hope
episode.
at justice.
Sometimes he's sharper,
I
though.
talked about my mushy onion and my spoiled slimy onion and mushy green pepper.
Yeah.
That I got from
Jesus,
Uber Eats
don't say
grocery,
that.
And then I end up having to go out and get the stuff, which means I did not receive the service I paid for, which is to be able to stay home. I did stay home. I made my husband go get it, but like that's besides the point. No, I didn't receive it. And then I talked about it on this show, and then I posted it on Twitter, and then Uber Eats replied like, "Oh no, nobody likes the slimy onion. Well, you can always DM us." I'm like, "Don't gaslight me." I was so pissed off because that's not what the 2 customer service people I talked to said. They said, "This is your policy." I did not accept their offer. I did not, because that is not justice. As long as they continue this fraudulent thieving policy, that is not fair, because I paid for something
yes.
I did not receive.
I got
if
it.
you order something and you don't get it, that's fraud, right? It's fraudulent. And now you've made a lifelong enemy, Uber.
He's really angry about her slimy onion.
I kind of feel that this is turning everybody into George Costanza.
Yeah, it's a lot of anger over there. I don't think it's about Uber Eats or like your croissant sandwich. I think something else is going on.
You see the evil.
But I got to tell you, just an alternate perspective. I was expecting a package. It said I got the text delivered. It wasn't there. I was really, really angry. And I sent the email back. I didn't hear anything. I got very angry. I called. It was going to be 6 minutes on hold. I finally said, I'm going to tweet. So I tweeted at the place. And then we got in this DM. It's not there. It's not there. Could you maybe check, see if it's behind the gate? It's not behind the gate. And then I went behind the gate.
And there it was.
So to my credit, though, I owned up to it by deleting all the tweets and then blocking them.
Yes. Don't you hate complaining?
Part of the problem.
That's the worst complaining.
I like to think that I am the whole problem.
Yeah. Complaining about something and then finding out you were wrong is the worst thing ever. That always
I mean, is
happens
it
when I'm
though?
ordering food and they go, where is it? And it's like, as I'm on the phone or blah, 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 they're like, it shows up.
I have video footage of my slimy onion.
Well,
I am in the right.
We gotta go. All right,
Nobody wants to see your slimy onion.
Doctor, I have a slimy onion. All right.
Nobody wants
drop
to
your
see
pants.
slimy onion.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here
All right,
to
kids,
subscribe
that's going to do
to
us
Fox
for
News
do it
YouTube
for us
page
tonight
and catch
here
our
on,
hottest interviews and most
Unacceptables.
compelling analysis.
I don't know why this
You
clip's
will not get.
there we go.
All right, nighty night, everybody.
Nighty night, everybody. Here, there we are. Okay, we're back. We're back to say goodnight. Thank you for joining us once again. We're the Unacceptables, and this has been our stream. I think you should all maybe collect yourselves a little bit and understand that what we did tonight will not hurt you in the morning.
That's right.
That's right. All right.
It'll stay in Vegas or someplace.
Exactly. All right. We're the Unacceptables, and we're going to tell you to go fuck yourselves and see you Tuesday.
See you.